All right, this morning we're going to talk a little bit about the 8-method therapy, and I wanted to point out about 4 of the most significant therapies to not only ward off a sickness, but also to repair a disease. Yeah. So the 8-method therapy, and they fall under different categories or different systems, different ailments. Yeah. But we're going to talk about 4 of them and how they function to not only keep the organ system well, but to keep the cell as well. Okay. All right. So there is one called purging. And purging is one of the 8-method therapy whereby you have to remove excessive amount of waste matter from the large bowel. We call the 4 organs in Chinese medicine, or the earth system, the lower part of the earth system. We call the sewage system. It's called the large bowel, the colon, and that is part of the earth system, or the 4 organ that remove excessive amount of waste matter. And if you want to keep the other organs breathing better, it is very imperative that you clean that particular organ first. So that the 4 organ or the large intestines, that's called purging. So there are different plants, different type of plants we use to purge. So according to what we're going to do. So there are plants that we can use to just remove waste from the bowels, or there are plants we can use to remove parasites from the bowels too. So there's a few of them. One is called buckthorn bark, one is called cascara. You could use cinepod, you can use cast. Some people use Epsom salt or castor oil, or some people use in the Caribbean called masalva. It's a minty flavor purgative that we use in the Caribbean to remove waste matter from the bowels. It's called purging. So once you purge the large bowel, or you purge the 4 organs, that is the colon is we're talking about now, we have to go to the next method therapy called tonification, because you can never ever tonify your organ system without purging the 4 organs. Because once you have waste matter sitting in the 4 organs, there's no way you can tonify the organs. See? So once you purge as the first method, we go to the second method therapy called tonification. And tonification mean that we go into the organ system or the tissue, and we start tonifying these organs to make them become strong. Because we know for a fact that a disease will look for the weakest link in your body, and that is where that disease going to manifest. So once you have a weakest link in the system, that disease go right there. See? So we tonify the organs by using plants, and it's according to which part of the body we're going to work on. So if you're working on the heart, to tonify the heart muscle because it is weak, we're going to use hawthorn fruit, hawthorn leaf, hawthorn flower, because they tonify the heart muscle, but they give the heart a stronger contraction while tonifying the heart muscle at the same time. And if you want to come and stimulate the heart muscle after the heart muscle is strong, we can use some lily of the valley or some foxglove. Yeah. So this herb called hawthorn fruit is very significant to tonify the heart muscle if the heart is in a weak state, not stimulating the heart muscle now, but tonifying the heart muscle. Then if the heart is failing while we're tonifying the heart muscle, we can use a herb called danqui. Although danqui is very significant for women's problems in the reproductive system, it is also important for the heart because it moves the blood. So this herb called danqui can also move the blood, but it can tonify a woman's uterus with another herb called raspberry leaves. But if there is troubles in the heart and the heart is weak, now we can use these herbs also to tonify the heart and help the heart to pump the blood through the vessel walls a little better using the danqui. See? While the heart is getting a stronger contraction from the hawthorn fruit, hawthorn leaf, hawthorn flower, and hawthorn berries. See what I'm saying? That's herbal medicine, you know. Then if there is troubles in the urinary system, so for instance, you have nephritis, you have burning urine or scaly urine, and you want to tonify the bladder, or you want to tonify the kidney, then there's another herb called agrimony. Yeah? Agrimony is another herb you can use to not only tonify the urinary system, but we can tonify the intestines if there is troubles there also. So that's what we call tonification. These herbs only tonify. Some of them move the blood. Some of them get rid of dampness. Some of them get rid of excessive heat. But now we're talking about tonification. Now once we tonify the organs now, and the organs are strong, we go to the next therapy called stimulation. See? So once we tonify and we strengthen that organ now is in a situation whereby it can remove the sickness or throw it off because it's strong. So when we go through the tonification process, we keep the organs, we get the organs strong, we go straight to the therapy called stimulation, and we stimulate the organ system now. Now once these organs are stimulated, the organs start removing the sickness because it's strong enough now. So one of the herbs we can use for stimulation is an herb called ginseng. You can use Panax ginseng. You can use Korean ginseng. You can use this herb called Prince Seng. So for instance, if you have trouble in the lung and the lung is weak and we tonify the lung and we have the lung removing the excessive amount of mucus from the lung, we can now go to the lung and stimulate the lung by using Prince Seng, or we can use some saw palmetto, or we can use some red clover, we can use some ho-hum to now stimulate the lung so that the lung can throw off the sickness that is affecting the lung. COPD, emphysema, saccharidosis, lung cancer, coughs, flus, colds. See? So once the lung is strong enough now, we can use what we call the stimulating plants, because plants fall under different categories, right? After we stimulate these organs, we go to the most important therapy. Yeah. And the most important therapy is called blood purification. You must purify the blood because the blood is your life. So once we go to the blood purification, we go to a plant called what? Dandelion root, burdock root. And these herbs are not blood cleansers per se, because there's no herb can clean your blood now. But there are 4 organs that keep the bloodstream clean. And the first organ we went to was the full organ called the large bowel. See? And then we go to now the liver. And we go to the kidney. See, because they also keep the bloodstream clean. So once we're going to purify the blood now, we tonify the organs, we stimulate the organs, and now the organs are working in sync, now they're all working together in balance. Everything is in balance, The mood is in balance, stars are in balance. And then all of a sudden, the organs now are so stimulated now. They start purifying your bloodstream. And they are removing toxins from the blood. And they're removing acid from the blood. And Dr. Michael Tierra said to us, if you can remove toxins and acid from the blood, you can fix the disease. So once we have a weak organ, we tonify that organ first, and then we stimulate that organ. And then once that organ is strong enough now, we go to the blood purification process and help the organ to purify the blood. And then you fix the disease, like cancer, like liver disease, like cirrhosis, like hepatitis B and C, because now the liver is stimulated. And then we can use interferon, we can use interleukin 6 and 12, 1 and 2. And those proteins will help the liver to throw out the hepatitis B and C. See, and if there is a liver cancer or masses, and all the enzyme in the liver is normal, and the Kupffer cells are working properly, we go with more herbs now. We go to milticin, we go to blessaticin, we go to boldo, we go to mandrake, we go to chrysanthemum, we go to watercress, we go to turmeric, and then that liver start removing all the sickness, but also purifying the blood. See? So don't forget, the 4 we talked about today is purging, tonification, stimulation, and blood purification. We can talk about the other 4, which is